we're a free organization, nonprofit that we go and we investigate places to see if there's any kind of paranormal activity, ghosts, poltergeists, anything else really.
We serve Ontario, Western Quebec. We do a lot of investigations in historical buildings, simply because we love the historical aspect. We do some residential cases also.
We use scientific means more than just having somebody go in and get a feeling for something. We'll take measurements and readings and then use that to coincide with whatever evidence we've got.
Nobody knows 100% if there really is life after death, but we'll all find out someday.
I would say one of the most interesting ones for me has been the abandoned house in Bristol. I have a little saying whenever I talk about it, which is a house that never disappoints, which is true. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere in the middle of a 200-acre field. It hasn't been lived in 36 years. Excellent condition. When you walk in, you walk up the stairs, not a creak, not a crack, solid. And every time we've gone in, we've had things happen.
EVP session 1, abandoned house. The Scratch House.
The first time that we were in there, and that I'd say it's a personal experience, myself and another investigator came out with scratches. So the other investigator was I think he was 6'2" roughly, and then me. And he just started complaining after the investigation that his back was hurting, and so we checked. He had a whole bunch of scratches. I had scratches all over both forearms. The longest one I think was 2 inches and 3/4. If there's anyone here with us right now in this room or in this building, can you please give us some sort of audible sound as a sign that you're here? The abandoned house was built in 1862. Originally it was built for a lumber mill, the Davidson lumber mill that was nearby. And apparently, the rumor has it, that the last owner of the house, so that the last owners went under the name of Curly, that he would have taken off from the house because there was some sort of, how would we call it, curse. He started getting a lot of bad luck on the farm, and then there started to be a lot of illness, a lot of sickness, and apparently he just fled from the farm and he never came back, and it's been empty ever since.
It has been a treasure trove of EVPs when you go in there. You go to this place, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. You walk in, you have this feeling you're being watched when you get in. And every single time we have been there and asked questions, we always get EVPs. We always get responses to the questions we ask.
We picked up on the EVPs, so we had several. We had one woman, a cry.
Jesus. Can you make another noise like that? No voices from outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was that you that moaned? Were you in pain? Are you upset? Are you crying?
And then after that, we had a male, I think an old grouchy male. When I asked, "Are you upset that we came here tonight?" that just yelled out, "Just go home."
So the fact that we're here tonight, does it upset you in any way?
I had asked what their name was, and we got a response, Henri, which in English would be for Henry.
Quel est votre nom?
And I had asked also if I was here, if I was by myself, would you talk to me? And it said, why?
If I was by myself, would you talk to me?
It's an interesting place. We were upstairs where there's no rooms, there's no electricity, there's nothing. It's been gutted. And when we were up there, we were getting readings on a K2 meter from what I figure was a child that we were talking to.
At 9 now.
So why are you afraid to cross over? Are you afraid you're leaving somebody behind?
And as it was answering the questions, this, I don't know what you want to call it, but something else came into that room. And when it came in that room, that child left, and the temperature at the time was 15 degrees Celsius. And steadily talking more and more to whatever this thing was that had come in the room, the temperature started going down and down and down.
7 degrees.
Who are you afraid of?
Ooh.
Oh wow, it is cold.
6 degrees. I can't feel my hand anymore soon.
So why are you trying to scare this poor little kid? What's your goal here? And for that matter, who are you? Because you're not attached to this place. Whoever you are. Oh wow. All right. So
5 degrees.
whoever you are, you're not attached to this place. You're somebody that's just coming here.
I remember looking at the reporter and some of the other people that were in the room and asking them, or mentioning to them, be very careful about what it is that you're going to ask.
Something that wasn't. It's not nice. Whatever it is not nice. I would be very careful on some of the questions you start asking.
The concern was not so much that it was bad, it was more that I didn't want something to end up attaching itself to somebody and then taking a joyride back to their house.
Just whatever it is was never physically on this earth, so to speak.
If there's anything here, you are not allowed to attach yourself to anyone here, just so that you know that.
3 degrees. And it's been going steadily, it keeps on going down. Every time James asks a question, it keeps going down, down, down. So right now we're at 1 degree basically.
Mine is what it's doing is just sucking energy out of the room, right, to make itself stronger, whatever.
Yeah. But the EMF has gone dead though, it's 0. But
Yeah.
At one point it was going up and up, now
The
it's...
kid's gone, and whatever this is just trying to suck energy, I guess. So,
And ended up at about -2 within about 3 minutes, give or take.
Would you say it could be in the negatives right now?
close.
Because I have -2 on my, I think...
-2 degrees.
Yeah.
That lasted maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then at that point, it just abruptly left. As fast as it came in is as fast as it left. The temperature went from -2 back up to 15 degrees, and the room went back to normal.
We did an investigation in the Pontiac in the town of Shaville, a private residence of Lynn and Pierre Beauchamp. In that case, the house, it's fairly recent. I think it was built in 1962 or something like that. So when we got there, I mean, we did an interview with Lynn Beauchamp.
And from the first few days that we were here, we started to experience just odd little things where the front door would open, although it was locked by the inside. We came back after a second and third day we were here. We came back just from the store and the front door was wide open. And we figured, well, maybe somebody had a key or So we had all the locks changed and the doors were in good shape, so we didn't want to change the doors. So, but it's happened repeatedly over the course of the last 18 months. And it's always the front door. So it's the one that always opens randomly for no reason. It's not because it's windy, it just, every now and then, this is someone's trying to get in or get out.
And in the garage?
In the garage were two incidents of seeing a shadow or someone walking by. It was very descriptive to me, and at first I thought maybe it was someone helping out my husband in the yard or something, but since we don't know anybody in the area, I figured maybe it was someone that was being introduced to him. And that's happened twice, and on both occasions that person seems to be an elderly man wearing a short sleeve shirt, and it's the same shirt twice. And the second time it would have been a bit odd. It could have been a colder temperature and would not be someone wearing a short sleeve shirt.
As far as the EVP sessions, the questioning periods, it was fairly quiet. Honestly, I thought that we'd leave there and that we wouldn't really get much. And it was in our last EVP session in the, I think it was the TV room, that basically we came out with, we had 2 EVPs actually, of a female voice. That you'll hear. So that was quite interesting.
Now the door just behind Cindy, that's the actual front door of the house. And it's been known to open and unlock itself on its own accord. And we just want to know if there is someone here. Are you the one
If
who's
there
doing
is
that?
anyone here, do you need help? Are you afraid to cross over?
We did an investigation on a Shaville farmhouse, a 200-acre farm. The house is in 2 portions. The oldest portion was built in 1860, the most recent 1894. And the client, so the person who's lived there basically has experienced a lot of things. So, you know, knocking on the doors, the hearing of footsteps, even apparitions at certain times. So we went actually to that place several times, and on our last visit, we got an EVP in the purple room. We're headed to a 200-acre property roughly, and it's a family homestead that was built in the early 1800s.
It's an abandoned house that's not really abandoned. Nobody's in it, but the family goes in and cleans it. It's been around or abandoned for 30 plus years at this point. You walk in and it literally looks like somebody was sitting there eating breakfast and got up and left. So it's in fairly decent shape. There's still dishes and the stove and everything.
There have been 6 owners, but we do know that on the last owners, the gentleman passed away in the house. He was elderly, and then there were 2 children.
The baby boy had died, I believe it was of scarlet fever. The little girl drowned on the property. So when we went there, I had known that there was a drowning. I wasn't told where it was, but I was told that there was a drowning. So when we went there, we met with the people that own the land. And as we were walking down the property, there's a creek that runs farther down from the house. And now it's pretty dried up. I mean, it's not very big. Back then it was a lot bigger, according to what we've been told. But what we figure is that this little girl had walked out of the house down the hill, and then either the river probably cut out the ground underneath, or she slipped, fell in, and then got washed up against the bridge, and then ended up drowning. And it's interesting that we get, during the investigation, we hear voices of a little, it sounds like a 2-year-old girl, and gurgling sounds that a baby would make.
We've been coming here since we've been young and that, and when I was young we used to play in the house a bit, but not very much. Of course, being young you have no feelings of anything, but years and years have gone by. My grandfather passed away and the land was, my dad inherited the land, and basically starting to go upstairs, cleaning, things like that, I always feel a bit unease. Not comfortable being alone, even if I put music on or whatsoever. It's just a feeling I get that I'm being watched. Okay. And I just find it really, I find it uneasy. It's not scary, but it's a little, I don't know, it's a weird feeling I get inside.
Just parenthèse, my sister, Marie Matt, which passed away, used to call it, she baptized this place Spooky Acres.
That's funny.
Yeah. She had a special gift. She was really, I thought, anyway, we can go into that later, but anyway. So, since 1986, until my dad passed away in 2012, we looked after it. I inherited it in 2013 from my mom, because my dad had bequeathed it to my mother, and then she turned around and she gave it to me. So that's it from there on. But I haven't touched anything in the house. I haven't done anything because I still don't feel at ease. I don't feel at ease in that house. It's like I could see the old man sitting there. You get the feeling that he's there. He was very possessive. We would come here with my sisters, and he was always controlling everything. If you'd walk away somewhere, he had an eyeball on you, make sure he knew what you were up to.
Yeah.
And even today, when I go in the house alone, I don't stay there because I don't feel like something.
You don't feel comfortable?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like it's mine yet. I don't even, and yet my mom keeps telling me, well, sell it or do it, sell the stuff in the house or get rid of the stuff, whatever. Yeah. But even, I can't.
I bring the dog inside the house. The dog acts funny. It won't go upstairs. And when it does, it'll doesn't stay fixated. It almost stays a little bit fixated on a certain corner of the house upstairs. It's uneasy. The dog is actually uneasy.
So AMF is pretty much, we've done the whole house at this point. It's 0. There's no power at all here. And so that's a normal reading. Temperature in this room is 20.4. James, who's the sensitive one of the group, are you picking up on anything in this house tonight?
There's an older man, which we believe is, from previous conversations, would be the father. Very grumpy, very stern. Not mean grumpy, but just, it's my house, it's my things, don't...
So very possessive?
Possessive would be the better word. And then there's the kid, and then when you go down by the creek, you pick up on the little girl.
So I did hear a story that there's a little girl that drowned around here, well, right where we're standing, basically. If you're with us right now, what's your name?
Does anyone hear anything behind Sandra? Like out in here? Like something moving around?
Well, you hear like a little current, but...
No, this is like...
I heard a crack.
Walking or something.
You just gotta outrun the slowest guy.
No question, just tell her that she can stay here all she wants, as long as she's happy. But if ever she needs something, we're here all the time. She can come and talk to us, get some reassurance. Because, you know, she's been here a long time. And she'll always be a little girl, I suppose, and she can come and stay here, whatever. She's happy here.
As long as she doesn't attach to us.
If she has something, well, that she wants to talk about, then that would be, we're ready now. We're ready to hear you.
Yeah. Is there nobody here by the name of Nadine?
No.
Okay. I just keep getting that name over and over and over again.
Nadine?
Nadine.
Emily, come on.
Nadine. I don't know how you say it in French, but
Nadine.
But when we were standing here, it was almost like I could hear somebody calling it. Like somebody frantically looking for somebody, but the name...
Was it Nadine or Nadine?
To me, it's Nadine, right?
Yeah, because the family, if it's the Dorsey or Browse, yeah, it would be English, probably Nadine.
But it's to me, it sounded like Nadine. I mean, keep in mind you get people sitting up there, right? But it sounded like somebody was saying his name over and over and over again, like calling me.
If there's anybody here with us now in this room, can you please give us some sort of sign that there's no doubt in our minds that you're here, that you can see us and hear us? So by making a knocking sound, maybe even push something over. There are a lot of things around here on the shelves. Touching one of us.
That's the fire cracking outside.
And again, with the equipment that we have with us tonight, you'll see that the little pieces with the red light and the green light. If you approach those pieces, it'll give us some sort of sign that you're around. You can talk into the one with the red light and basically convey any message that you wish to, and we'll be able to pick up on you later if we can't hear you right now. And they won't harm you in any way. We just want confirmation that there's somebody here with us.
That's me.
Did you do something you didn't tell your dad that you wanted to tell your dad?
No, I think, unless it was something a long time ago, but
it might be.
Married life, or no.
Okay, and then the next thing is, I'm assuming you guys were not very, very lovey-dovey. Like, you probably didn't tell your dad you loved him that often.
No, my dad never told me he loved me.
You might.
I think the only time he ever told me is probably shortly before he died. I think he had.
Okay.
The relationship, I had with my dad was not a good dad-son relationship.
No, I gather that.
He had more.
Even with us.
More to his. I never could talk to my dad. I talked to my wife's dad. He was more my dad than my dad was.
And that's why
genetically my dad was my dad, but my real dad was, to me, the one I could talk to and talk about problems, was my wife's father.
He was more the father figure.
He was a father figure. Yeah. If I'm sitting at his place, I'm taking over. I'm not, I'm not here to push him aside. I'm just here that it's me now. And it's too bad that perhaps we didn't have a chance to talk like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
That we should have done man to son. And he's losing out. He's the loser in this, not me.
In the end, yeah.
Because I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I'm living.
Yeah.
Still kicking, and he has a chance to talk to me. Wide open. You want to say something? Say it now. because I'm moving on. Way to pay. Parle-moi. Qu'est-ce que tu m'aimes? Tu sais, je t'ai pardonné. T'as une chance, papa. Je t'ai pas appelé papa, ça fait longtemps. Tu m'as aimé à ta façon. Et moi aussi. Je te pardonne. Vas-y. Va en paix. Si tu veux pas venir ce soir, viens un autre soir. Je veux dire quelque chose, je t'aime, papa. Autant que les autres. Si pas plus. Je t'écoute.
So this room that we're in right now, it's I guess a child's room right now, or it was a child's room. But I'm guessing in previous years with all the owners, it may have been
I guess, used for something else. Maybe it wasn't even a bedroom at all. So would there be anybody here that could tell us maybe what this room would have been used for? Before it was this actual child's room now? Who would have slept here if it was a bedroom? Okay, so if there's anybody here with us in this room, can you please give us some sort of sign? A noise, a knocking sound? If you touch, again, on the bed next to Deanne, there's a pickup truck with a little alarm on it. It won't hurt you in any way. It'll make noise though and let us know you're around. Can you touch one of us? Pull my hair. David?
Yes?
Do you have any questions you could ask?
Is there a little girl here with us tonight? There's a little girl here. There's a toy in the other room. Could you go and touch it for us? You can play with it. Don't be afraid of the equipment that we have. It won't hurt you. Okay, we're gonna go soon. This is your last chance to give us any messages, make noises, touch the stuffed toys in the other room.